Good evening. Welcome once again to Nadeau Sensei's virtual dojo, such as it is. And we'll be going in just a minute or two. Sensei wants to follow up tonight on really 2 weeks ago, he's laid out a theory of the sponge as a theory of how we practice. And last week, he laid out the theory of the potted plant theory. And he wants to make sure that these are not just concepts. They are concepts. The question is, how do we get past the concepts, beyond the concepts, deeper into the concepts so that we actually experience what it would be like to be transplanted as a plant, or what it would be like to really slurp up and like a sponge and soak up the water, not just be aware of the water. And to be plopped in a plant pot with dirt, how would it be for the roots? If you were the roots, how would that feel? You know, get all that new nutrients and, you know, be growing so fast, can't keep up. So growth is, for some people, feels natural. For other people, it feels like stress, right? Being dropped like a sponge into water, if you're relaxed, you'll probably float. If you get all crunched up, you might sink. But you know, we're not sponges, we're people. And so it's a challenge, and a challenge of how to integrate concept or awareness and experience or sensing. These are eternal problems in spiritual studies, in every discipline. And so now Nadeau Sensei wants to dig down deeper. And so I think he's just about ready. And here we go. Good evening, Sensei.
Hello. Ooh, I'm on. Hey. Okay, Lauren just laid it out. We can finish for tonight.
I'm just the introducer. I'm just introducing you, Sensei, to warm up the crowd.
Yeah, waiting for the crowd. People, don't try to be too late, because I'll just get later and I'll get later and it'll be a screw up. So please do your best. I'll count.
For 27.
Okay. Well, to wait for the latecomers, comments on last week, the famous potted plant theory. Anything that you'd like to share? Observations, whatever. Hello, are you out there?
Is Joanna here?
Not yet.
Oh.
She wrote and forwarded all that to Sensei. Well, Sensei, I'll just note that you know, it's really hard once you've been put into a bigger pot to go back into a smaller pot.
Okay, well, let's be practical. So yeah, certainly yes. On the other hand, we have to understand how it sort of, could I say, pushes and pulls, so that if people are in a better pot and next day they're again, that they don't freak out, that's sort of natural, and you get better at learning how to deal with it. So it's not like they won't go back to it lesser. You could wake up tomorrow and be a Bobby instead of a Robert. Happens. Okay, so yes, I agree with you. And yes, let's also be nice to the people here. Whatever I said, yes. Come on, people, no comments? I need to kill a minute or two here. Did you get anything out of the potted plant? Did you sit with it and play with it?
Well, Sensei, I got letting go. It has been a little bit of my focus for a while, but in order to move from this pot to the next pot, especially, sometimes the plant will hold on to the old pot. It might even grow into it, depending on the material.
Yeah.
But
So what word did you use again, Kenny? Or
letting go.
letting go. Yeah, so we do have to learn some tricks. So we're all in a pot. I'm in a bobby pot often. You're in a whatever pot, a 1x1 pot, God forbid, or a 2x2 pot. You're in a fair day setup or a good day setup. Yeah, those are pots. Okay.
Yeah,
Now, again, Kenny, what's your word? Letting go?
letting go.
Yeah. So in that first pot that you are, a little tendency to hang on to it. Okay. So some kind of easy, settling, opening, allowing, letting go, whatever, downtime. Do we say clearing? Clearing. Those are travel words to help facilitate the ability to potentially move from pot to pot.
Yeah.
I think I said that pretty good.
Thank you. I had one other thought, I guess, about it. And I know we don't want to beat the metaphor, the to death, but when you're moving a plant from one environment to another, a good gardener makes sure that the new environment, is the same temperature as the old environment. The dirt's wet already. There's a preparation of the next level, of the next situation, so that when you make that transition, you can inhabit it.
Yeah. Okay. And
Yeah, if you want to
a
talk.
military family doesn't mind moving from base to base to base because they know, especially if they're officers, when they get that there's going to be a place for them.
Mhm.
Your residence is going to be here, Captain. Thank you. Boom. And you already know there's a place for you. But to go into the same climate and this and that, I don't think we have to go that far. Because I think level one may constrain. It has to be exactly like this. Kenny, New Orleans is not anything like California. Why are you trying to carry California to New Orleans? When you get to New Orleans, if you're smart, you easy, whatever word you use, let go, and you'll start to get centered and squared away, comfortable in the realm you're in, the world you're in, the New Orleans style. Yeah, so we're capable of that. So in that case, I don't want to get too carried away with the plants. It's a little too confining, yeah. But thank you. So far, so good. Hello out there. I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, look at this fantastic picture, fantastic presentation. Nothing? What am I doing here?
This is Dusty. I'll ask a question. If that's okay, Sensei. I'm wondering, when you pull the plant out and before you put it in the new one, it's kind of hanging out there. There's no.
Yes.
What do you root yourself to? Yeah.
You learn as you let go of the bobby pot or the dusty pot. Okay. And you're moving into the next level. It wouldn't be unusual for the next level not to be clear. You're hanging there. You're not even quite sure where you're at or what goes on. When you move from a 1x to a 2x, there was a gap, maybe, where things weren't totally clear yet. When you move from a 2x to a 3x, there was a gap. And then things begin to show. And you got comfortable there, hopefully, and you became the citizen of that level, hopefully. But yeah, that there's a little emptiness between moves is part of the process, and you have to get used to it. Is that okay?
Yeah, that's good. The getting used to is hard, but that's okay.
You better get
That's
used
good.
to it, because one of your majors is going to be when you die, it might be just a big dark. Okay. And you hang out and you experience it, whatever. And then the next level of light begins to show. So there's a little time where you're not sure what the hell's going on. And you're still maybe in the process of, wait, I'm still Bobby. No, I'm not Bobby. Well, you got to be cool, man. Cool. So practice now. So it'll be there on the biggies. Practice in the summer. So it'll be there in the winter. Okay. A lot of these tricks are the same tricks. I'm not into death and stuff, really. It's just going to happen to everybody. And if you're more comfortable there, you can move into a much better level. Where some people don't. They die and then they're panicking so fast they grab the first thing, and they don't really take advantage of that time, the potential of a finer level to continue their development. They die dumb and then they quickly reborn as another dummy to be heavy with it. So get used to nothing is showing clearly yet. It looks like empty space. It's all dark. It's a void of. You learn just to hang. Hang there. Wait. It'll begin to show. An Aikido guy died. What the hell was his name? Ed Yamaguchi? Yeah. California guy from local San Mateo. And he was in Japan for a year, taking a year off from teaching school and doing Aikido. And so I got to know him there a bit. And but he died fairly early, heart attack, I think. And as a lot of dead people do, he checked in with me and said, "Hey, I'm kind of lost here." And I said, "Ed, all those years of centering," I was on a centering kick, especially then. I said, "Easy. Feel around. There's a center where you are. It's not nothing. Why are you getting lost? And if there's a center, you're in a certain domain or world or circle." So I chastise him a little bit for forgetting his Aikido type training, or at least a centering training. Did you follow any of that? Okay. Anything more on? Come on. This beautiful presentation.
Sensei, it's Mike from New Zealand.
Hey, Mike. Yes.
But it seems to me that one of the important aspects of moving the plant from the smaller plot to the bigger pot is that you have to be prepared as the plant to be uncomfortable, to be vulnerable, because
It happens.
you can't. Well, it seems to me it's not simply going to be a very comfy process to move from the smaller pot.
It depends. It depends. As you practice some simple ones, you learn the little tricks. So when it comes time to do bigger, fancier ones, finer developed ones, you've got the basic tricks down. Even though it's bigger, the basics retain. For example, there still will be a center in a circle. You'll be in something, and the energies thereof mix up you as a character. So this, I'm crossing over, what's happening? It shouldn't have to be there. That's where you practice the first simple ones, the Bobby to Robert, because it's all going on in there. Bobby sort of has to die, careful that word, and then there's nothing maybe for a moment. We just talked about that, Dusty, right? And then it begins to show, and lo and behold, it's basically the same pattern, 2x to 3x to 4x. It's a pattern. I'm trying to show patterns. So all along the way, you don't have to get lost or get freaky. It's a repeat of patterns. Yes, it'll be finer, but it's basically a repeat. Thank God the creation created in such a way that it's just kind of repetitive. Finer to heavier and heavier to finer. but it's a lot of repetitive there. Okay, the words may change as you get into finer, but you'll feel, oh, that's the same word I used to use with that when it was showing me heavier. But here, and the word may change. Blah, blah, blah. Something,
Sensei, it's Gina.
That's it.
Gina?
I mean, like I mentioned last week, sometimes the new one will just bump me out. All of a sudden, I'm thinking about
yeah.
the shopping list
Yeah.
or something, it's
Okay.
like, what happened? And then I have to,
Yeah, tricks of the trade. Pot to pot. You go into a bigger pot, there's more nutrients there, or we call it energy. If you haven't quite opened enough and you're a little small trying to move into it, pushes you. That's a first simple basic. We'll try to cover that in a minute. I'll stand and we'll play with the first settling and stuff. But yeah, each dimension, let's say, is more juice to it, for lack of words. Okay. And if you approach it too mental, it'll push you easier. If you approach it easy, open sense, and you're really open, you're more in balance with the energy. You're more open to the energies that are there. And then they'll begin to organize up a character here. But you won't get pushed. But getting pushed is great. It says, oh, wow, there is something there and it's stronger than I thought. I better continue to settle and open some more so it doesn't push me. It doesn't want to push you. Okay, but that being pushed, that's a basic.
yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I just,
Again,
this
little-
makes me settle more in the first pot because I realize I always want everything fast, let's go, let's move. I gotta hang out and get more ready.
Yeah. So I'm going to go through a very simple approach, but you people have been around for a while. Don't diss my simple approach. Oh yeah, I know that. I'm going to just sit here and not do that because I already know all of that. It's really important to go over your basics. Really important. I don't mind going from 1 to a 2 to a 3. I don't mind that. Why should you bitch about it? Oh, no, I don't need that. I'm more advanced than that. No, you really, really know the tricks. Really, really, for lack of words, experience the tricks, kind of thing. Okay. And if you get comfortable with the step at a time style, could we say, yeah, later you can go faster. But I hate to throw that word out. I really do, because people say, oh, I'm going to go faster. But they'll tend to have an idea about faster instead of the actual I am. Okay. So don't mind those first early stages of process, of inquiry, of interdimensional experience. Really, really check them out because, again, the tricks are in the first one. You may not notice them, but if you hang out, you begin to notice them more. And they're the same tricks you're going to need when you move from an 8er to a 10er or whatever. Okay. Yeah. So don't diss the simple settling kinds of things. They're very important. Yeah. Mike, were we finished with our dialogue?
Yes, basically. I guess I certainly have reached a point where I am not concerned about being vulnerable or uncomfortable in the transition. So yes, you're right. I guess it's my attitude towards the process that's changed. And basically, I welcome in good time what comes next.
Yeah. Again, practice more often, and it's obvious. See, I don't have any problem of letting go to the next because I found after a while it's only better. Why should I freak out over the next better? But no, there might be. The next better may say something, and Bobby's hearing it. Oh, you're going to have more responsibility. And when Bobby hears that, he freaks because he's not capable of more responsibility. So there's a little tricks in there. But the next level, allowed to organize, will take care of the responsibility. It has the shoulders to carry that weight, whatever, however you'd say that. But again, those are just little tricks along the way. And also come in easy because you practice at simple levels. So you get used to the little ands and stuff and realize after a while that's a waste of time. It's going to be okay. See, when I first, in doing my process, realized in a certain way I was dying, careful of that word, because, oh my God, I don't want to die. But there's this feeling of dying. But I was on my own. I didn't have any reference. So what am I trying to say? So yeah, it caught me. And I said, the hell with it. Let's go for it. Boom, boom. Okay. And then it turned out to be okay. I died to Robert, or Robert died to Nadeau. It's, hey, this is cool. So the word death doesn't bother me anymore. Okay. It's like, yeah, right. There might be a little flutter because I'm still a human being, you know, but it's a little flutter. Bodies come and go, pew, bang. Okay, that gets sort of ingrained naturally in your system. Anyway, practice, play, bing, bang, boom. Take your time. Acknowledge the things that are scaring you. I sort of say them to myself, you know, it's just to file them away. God, I think I'm going to die here. Easy. What's happening? Easy. Feel. Da, da, da. And then I realize it's just a change of dimensions or something. It's not a death. When I'm finished meditating, still me. Hey, I'm going to go have a chocolate milkshake or whatever. Scored the lady next door in my younger years. I can speak that way now because Katja's out of town for a couple of days. But anyway, you're following me. This is Nadeau speak. You got to bear with me. I don't wear white robes. Oh, my children, peace be unto you. Come on. Okay. A Yankee person ought to be able to do this process. All right. I don't burn incense in the house. You like incense? Great. I don't burn incense in the house. There was a time in the past, maybe. But I was brought up Catholic. I got used to incense in the church. God, what heavy incense they use. Whatever, but don't get locked into those things, is all I'm saying. Come on. Yeah. It's available to anybody. Come on. Okay. Well, Sensei never meant Aikido to be just for Japanese. Right? The process is humankind process. But where are we going here? Anything before maybe I'll stand up soon?
Sensei, this is Lauren. It seems that you're using the word dying, but in the previous months, you might have used the word trading in.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying in a process, might have actually felt, oh shit, I'm going to die here. I'm feeling like I'm dying. So it's something you feel. Okay. So if you're getting that feeling, I don't know if the word trade-in will help you deal with dying. Okay? Easy. And eventually now who are you? So I'm just saying, deal with the words experience as they hit you. Did I say that right?
Yes.
Yeah. So if you think you're dying, hang out with dying, feel dying, continue the journey of dying, stay on your lineage. Okay. Kenny's trying to get better with a lineage tool. Kenny, what's yours again? Letting go?
Letting go, he said, yes.
Letting go. Yeah, let go. And just a quick moment, let go, and try to flavor what happens in that letting go. May not be much showing because you just let go and you're checking around here. But it's catching your attention. You have a feeling you should do more of that, that there's something important for you there. Don't change words. Stay with letting go. Letting go. It's your thing right now. Stick with it. Did I say that right?
Yeah, yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I will say I do like also accepting the word death, and that's just an old thing of mine that if something scares you so much you can't approach it, then it's going to dominate your life, you know. So I personally very much in favor of the being okay with dying.
Yeah, that got easy for me when I realized that I existed separate from the body. And I really began to get a sense of, oh my God, bodies come and go. I still exist. I, in that case, is easy the eye self, finer level of self, but that piece of the puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that one's not afraid. Little characters in there, they're afraid or whatever. But easy, boom. And as self begins to feel, be aware, and experience itself as self, then there's a realization, shit, I've been here a lot of times. And if I choose to, I can come back again. Easy, no big deal, sort of. Okay. But parts of Bobby will say, oh no, I got Bobby things to do. So there might be a little, okay.
Yep.
Yeah. Anything before we stand? Say something.
Sensei, it's Mark here from New Zealand.
I'm sorry, who? From New Zealand?
Mark from New Zealand.
Oh, God, Matt, will you speak American English for me? Damn, New Zealand people. Yes.
I was just wanted to talk about tricks. One of the things that, and you can comment, but when I feel I'm in a smaller pot and I feel a bit stuck, I'll send a question to myself, just asking, well, what does a bigger pot feel like? And fairly quickly, I'll start to sense that bigger room, and that wall that was there seems to disappear fairly fast.
Yeah. We're going to talk in a moment about that walls. Yeah. Yeah, you learn faster ways of moving through, which I said or hinted at a few minutes to somebody else. But don't mind going through the slower approaches and see if there's anything going on that's a constant that'll show up at another level and show up at another level. If I'm saying that correct, I'm saying it pretty good, I think. But okay, I'll tell you what, let's stand. Oopa. Oh, wait a minute. Before we do, hold it. I'll try this. Let's see. So here's the concept, okay? Now, there's a tendency for a lot of people who are more into the awareness intelligentsia thing to maybe start talking about the variety of plants. It's like, yeah, but let's keep it simple. Let's go into the soil. Let's energy. Let's see. Let's experience that. Let's experience what roots are. Let's experience this Slurpee effect, this re-energization effect. Let's experience the character at that next level. So that part of it, a lot of people tend to miss because they're aware of it. Okay. Is that okay so far? So you see Koch is out of town. Here's my drawings here. We're just going to settle down to a simple basic to start with, that guy, okay? Then I'm going to ask you, are any of you bumping into Matt, would you call that a barrier, a wall?
Mark?
Mark, did I say Matt? Matt's the other
Yeah.
museum guy.
Yeah.
Mark-
Yeah. Oh, yeah. A wall. Yeah.
Yeah, a wall. Okay. I'm going to ask about that if anyone bumps into it. Then I might ask, how do you know, or what's your experience that you're in this next level? I think some of these questions may have come up last week. There was a sense that some people were asking about the earlier stages of the process. I think it's what I heard. It's what I heard. I thought I heard some of those questions, okay, which sounded like I should come back to the earlier and approach it slower and speak clearer about it, whatever. So, okay. So let's do a basic here and now presence standing. Shifting cameras here. Okay. 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 What should we say? First, be here. Okay. Now again, there's the idea, but I'm here. What's he talking about? I'm here. I'm not in Oshkosh. I'm here. It's not an idea. Here, with some degree of experience. Okay. Here. What can I say? Feel here. We use the body. Body feeling its presence here. Here. In this area. Here. Here. And all along the way, there are degrees of here-ness, could I say? For example, for me, because I've been through here before, both my feet don't feel equal in depth. The left is deeper, the right is a little more up, sort of underneath. Okay, that's a degree of here-ness. Well, one, I can sort of feel my feet and feel that they're little cattywampus. As I continue, easy, here, here. I'll probably bump into a level on my first basic here-ness, not really going heavily dimensional now. Let's keep it simple. Then I'd say to you, how do you know you're here? Might not quite be the right way of questioning it. Okay, now what I don't want you to do is go, well, let me see, how do I know I'm here? And you go into the awareness intelligentsia. I don't know. How do I know? Okay. How do you know you're here? I feel myself breathe, and I'm breathing better than however I was breathing before. Not perfectly in sync, but not bad. How do I know I'm here? I'm getting a little support from the ground. Wow, if I could jump, I have a little bit of springy under my feet. I could jump. How do I know I'm here? Feeling. One trick, if I recall, I used to tell people in this first settling down feeling process, I didn't promise you it would feel good. As you're feeling, you might feel some aches and pains you weren't even earlier aware that you had because you were floating around just being aware, separate from your body. Now we're asking you to be here with your body, here. So you might feel some aches and pains you didn't know you had. Continue through that. Accept it. I don't know the words of that. I make little notes, maybe not notes, but experiential notes that, oh, I'm feeling my knees could be a little bit stronger. They're a little, I just note it. And I can hear. Here. Brad's here. Brad, how do you know you're here?
I notice the temperature of the room, just basic physical stuff where I'm at.
Basic physical stuff. He's noticing the temperature of the room or world he's in, or situation, domain, whatever word you want to give it.
And I had a feet issue. I noticed I noticed what part of the foot my weight was on first. So I didn't notice that before. So maybe one click behind your level, but I felt that, which put me here and not somewhere else.
So he's feeling his feet and whatever. He said a good point. Remember, we're not all equal. Some people may be starting from further out to get here. Others might have stood up already sort of here, and they're moving along a bit faster. So work yourself. It's you doing you. So, okay, so don't try to say, what am I doing wrong? Because he's talking about feet and I don't feel my feet yet. Well, be more present here and now, easy. Feel. Brad, do you have another word for feel? I think it's an obvious for me word, feel. Feel body presence here.
I mean, experience would be.
Experience body presence here.
So it's like experience here. I mean, it's over.
Yeah, experience here. Here. Okay. When in my early years of meditation, I had a meditation room with pillows. Whoa, fancy. And I would sit. But if I was still, let's say, irked about the boss, I said, damn him, he said this dumb thing to me. If I was still in that zone, I wasn't meditating yet, and I knew it. I had to keep being present, settle here, be present here. And after a while, how dumb the boss was or whatever, wasn't catching my attention. And there'd even be a better, deeper level of here, where to think about what the boss said. I had to go click to get back into stupid boss. Now I would begin to meditate. So would make sure I was present here to a certain degree that I found proper or satisfying or seemed to work pretty good. Okay? I think I mentioned Jackie's Charlie. Whenever we did here-ness, I'd say, how do you know you're here? And Charlie invariably said, oh, all the chatter has stopped. As he started to experience this, he'd notice the chatter would not be there. Well, it was still there if he left this and the chatter would be back. It still exists out there. But he was starting to be more here. And in the experience, a clear, distinct separation from chatter. Okay, so are we okay so far? Okay. Now, we might have moved just in the basic settling. I don't know what to say, through minor dimensions, okay? But so be it. Okay, here. Now I'm going to really start my process here. Now, there's the next dimension. Now, possibly, and who's that? Mark brought up that he's aware of a wall. I call it membrane. Okay. If you're too heavy, it's hard to pass through that wall or membrane. So I don't know, hang out for a bit. Easy, easy. It seems like if there was a wall for you and you resettle, double check a bit better, settle easy, that you can easily pass through that wall. Okay, so something you can do if you hit a wall, go back to your earlier. I don't know, softer presence experience, and easy, easy, boom. And as Mark said, the wall isn't a wall, you know, no, okay. So the membrane isn't a wall; it's something you pass through. That's why I kind of like that word. Now, so file away if you had any obstruction, any walls. We'll dialogue it after a bit. Okay, now easy. Moving into more space. We're being repotted here. The next pot is a bit bigger, it's more open. Maybe nothing clear there. You may still be at the letting go or dark downtime sense. That's okay. It's okay. Easy. But as you are more present in the second pot or dimension, hope I'm not too fast. In my case, my first sense is more feeling of depth. This next pot is deeper. For example, easy, easy, next dimension. I just feel like to move my arm just a little bit wider. The pot's a bit bigger. Okay. For me, I'm just giving you mine, yours are yours. There's a sense here, if I say vague sense, the beginning sense of a freer movement capability. Things seem to move freer here. If I wasn't at this level and I were an Olympic fancy dancing ice Chen, if I were Chen, is that his name?
Yeah.
Figure skating, whatever. If I weren't at this level minimum, I wouldn't go out there because I didn't have enough freedom before. I wouldn't have the freedom to do 4 spins and or whatever. There's no room to be free. Okay, so in a certain way, I was still in a 1x1. I need to get into a 2x2 or a bigger pot that is by its nature a little freer, and the energy's there, whatever they are. Freer energies, yeah, fine. And whatever they are, mix up. And the first obvious one is a guy who's freer. Yes, of course, no problem. But there's more. Freer and easy in this pot I'm in this dimension I'm in. Freer still seems to be there, freer and. Seem to have more awareness. I'm freer and there's more awareness. I would know if there's a little bump in the ice over there. I would see that and be aware of it. Take it into account. Okay, now those are mine, yours are yours. So I think the question came up last week of how do I know when I'm in another dimension? Easy. What's your sense? What's your feeling? I don't mean heavy feeling now because it gets finer. What's your sense experience of where you are? The best I can do in words, sorry. Brad, anything to add or clarify? Help me?
Well, I was picking up, I started to move. So first I noticed, maybe a little off balance on my feet. then I noticed, then I started to move right and left as I settled more. Okay, fine, cool. And then I felt my feet pretty, balanced and, pretty solid, so.
Reliable.
Yeah, reliable, yeah. I felt more balanced that way. And then picking up the sense of, so seems like a room has currents, and that's a new word tonight.
Yeah, some,
Yeah, currents moving us around,
Currents,
and there's more than just, okay, I stand a little better, great, but there's more.
Yeah.
So,
and for, people at this level, where Brad was saying left and right, why would I teach you a left technique and then a repeat on the right and the left and the right? If you're not at this level, I'm trying to teach this guy left and right. So I like to settle him down first. Try to get him to this level where, oh yeah, left, oh, right, oh, left, oh, right, oh. It's natural, it's a happening. It's not, I'm aware of it. I'm in the zone. And that's what happens in the zone. Well, okay, open mic. Okay, simple settling approach. Were we okay with that? Again, you'll all have your own little tricks, and words, but yeah. Okay. Hello, help?
Yeah,
Yeah, okay. Basic, yeah.
simple settling.
Huh?
Simple settling, right?
Simple settling, yeah. Everybody survive that, get something out of just that.
Sensei.
Yes.
Sensei, it's Nicola from New Zealand.
I see
Hi.
you.
Yeah, it was really weird when I was first trying to settle there. Bits of furniture around me were really getting in my way. I ended up having to move a chair and then move a chair further away. And then I kind of settled with that. And then actually, it didn't matter that there were physical things in the room anymore. The space that I occupied was actually beyond those physical things.
Jump in. They're still there, but she's in a different dimension. Therefore, her sense of them is different. People, listen up. This is cool. Okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
Now,
It was cool.
normal people want to make laws. Nobody should put a chair there. And you ought to go to prison if you put a couch there because it's crowding me. Make more laws. Yeah, but the universe is going to crowd you. I think Corona's a crowd. Okay. You better learn to inner develop dimensionally. Okay. Yes. And another story. Steve from LA, you remember, we had these monthly get-togethers and we'd meet in a big living room, but it was still a living room. We had quite a few people. And I think it was a year plus. And one guy was there and he's saying, shit, it's crowded. Well, we've been there for, once a month for a year plus. And he finally noticed it was crowded. What was happening is from the get-go, we would do energy or dimensional exercises where it was like she said, it didn't bother me. So it was crowded, but he didn't notice because he was in a different level. Is that kind of important? That simple, but important. Yeah. Right. And yeah.
No, you don't have the obstructions when you are in a bigger space.
Yes. If you're in a 1x1, everything's going to crowd you, right? You're in a 3x3. Yeah, eventually maybe something, but not anywhere near like the 1x1 guy. Yeah. Or in baseball, if you're a 1-by-1er and they throw a pitch in close, you're gonna jump back and you're gonna overdo the jump. You're gonna be afraid of the ball. Better level, yes, it's gonna come in close, but sometimes, it's gonna be tight. I'll pull my tummy in a bit, but I'm not gonna freak out here or whatever. Yeah, sorry, baseball, dumb example. Okay, so far so good. Thank you for that. That was right. Any more comments on the wall, the membrane wall? Did you catch it in some form? If so, what form did you sense it if you bumped into a wall or anything?
Sensei, Linda Eskin here.
Hey, Linda.
Hi. I felt like I had more physical space on one level, like I could move more freely. And I'm in a little office here, but I felt like I had more physical space, but I also noticed I had more internal space. I felt like I could breathe more freely. I felt my vision come up and include more, like I could see further instead of sort of tunnel vision.
Yeah. Yeah, see, in martial art, if you're at that level, you don't want 5 guys running around you on a group attack. You can't see. You have tunnel vision.
Yeah.
Story. Guy who studied with me for a while, New York, he was police related. He said, I got to tell you, I went to a gathering, a schooling gathering of police types in Florida or someplace. He said, they showed us this film. He said, it was mind blowing. It was filmed so good. And what it was a herd of wild pigs and some kind of cat, cheetah or something. And the camera's taking the cheetah's view and he zeroes in, he sees a little piglet who's on the edge of the crowd of pigs. He's, lunch. And he just keeps zeroing in on it. Okay. And he starts to make his move and he's running towards this piglet, lunch. He doesn't see, because he's this way, he doesn't see one of the boars spotted him and is coming around to get him. As he's making his approach, the boar hits him. In an instant, all the pigs are surrounding him. They're going to do him in. And he jumps and gets out of there and runs. But the point of the movie was to see, this is a problem when you focus. You don't see other dangers there. And he loved that film. And I liked the story of it. I thought, yeah, careful of focusing. So thank you, Linda. Did we cover it?
Yes,
Linda,
absolutely. Thank you.
that thing behind you, that beautiful wall and water, I don't know what you're talking about the small office you're in. You look like you're in a great expanse there. It's a beautiful picture.
Thank you. It's a park in the San Diego area.
Go ahead and let your virtual background down, Linda.
Show us the clutter in your office.
Let's see. Can I turn it off? Hang on a minute. Oh gosh, there we go. None.
Yep, there it is.
It's
Clutter.
actually a walk-in closet. My office is a closet.
I did my best spiritual work in a closet. I used to chant in a closet so I wouldn't bother the neighbors. Anyway, okay. Are we okay with walls? Anybody else with walls? Any sense of a wall? Okay. Basic trick, don't get too heavy and try to fight the wall. It sort of fights back. Easy. You can just pass through it and you're easy. So again, go back to your basic settling, being present, easy, and should be a certain level there where pass through, right? Mark, would you agree with that? That sense I'm trying to say?
Yeah, the walls just evaporate.
Yes. Yeah, almost, it's there, but it's almost imaginary. I don't know the words here.
Yeah.
It's real, not real. If you're thick and dumb, they're real. If you settle and sense things better, it's almost not real. Yeah, thank you. Okay, then we moved into how do we know we're in the next pot or dimension or 3x3 instead of a 1x1, or you're in the land of a good day instead of a bad day or fair day. How did you experience being there? Because I think that question came up last week. How do I know I'm there? I think if I remember, I may have misheard it, but let's stay with that. How did you know experientially you were in a better space? Let's talk there a little bit. Noah, start them off. I'll just sit there looking at the screen. Jesus.
My body felt lighter and more permeable. And I started out, just finished dinner before, so I was a little bit sleepy the first round and now much more awake.
All right. Okay, so you used your body experience to feel the next level.
Yes.
Okay. What about, that's fine, no problem. What about those who just had a sense of a bigger space or a sense of something energy-ish? Anybody with that? How they knew experientially they were entering the next dimension?
Well, this is Lauren. I knew because I wanted to move. Movement started happening.
Yeah. Okay. Movie. The body's being affected. Body wants to move. Yeah. Okay. Somebody? How'd you know you were? Sassoon? How'd you know?
I got an added level of, call it energetic heat in my system.
I'm sorry, energetic
heat.
H-E-A-T.
Yes.
Yeah.
Energetic heat. And something that's a hint for me is there's usually a little emotional content, either a little anger in there, that can be in there, that can be a little joy, but tonight it's anger, not directed at anything, but it's just there.
People, to remind you something we touched on some time back, first levels of settling energies will pretty quick potentially show the emotionality of the energies, or people pick up the emotions. Okay. So it's not unusual in the early stages to pick up the emotions. Okay. The sadness would be where somebody stops there and emotes. That would be sad. And if they're emoting all the time, you get bored with them. And if it's overdone and overdone, you probably divorce them. I can't take anymore. So how to deal with those properly, another discussion. But yeah, not a surprise. Also, the extra energy showing to you or manifesting to you as heat or warmer. Yeah, one of the first things of playing with energy and just keeping a check on your arm hand is it always gets, or usually gets, hot in the palm. Okay. And then Bob, in the early days of energy healing, we would use that. We'd be at a level where, whoa, it's really, really hot. And we'd place that hand on the poor sick person and help to heal them. Yeah. So energy, and we'll file away. That level of energies, and you're experiencing the heat of them, again, for lack of words, you're experiencing the heat of them. Somebody of the opposite sex may say, oh, he's hot. Hey, cool. Because you're manifesting at a better set of vibrations that they term as he's hot, she's hot. How about that as a little sideline? We got to keep sex in it to keep people coming to the show or listening. Okay. Anyway, how did you know you were in the next dimension? What was your experience in the next dimension? We haven't heard from everybody. Hello out there.
Hi, Sensei, this is Justin.
Hey, Justin.
Hi. As I settled into the next level, I felt a sense of quiet and calm that wasn't as noticeable or tangible in the early stages of the game.
Yeah. Yeah. Again, in some cases, we can't get the world to be quiet around us. But if you'd like, it's here for you. You can go inner and get to a calm world and learn how to, what's the word, retain it, how to take up citizenship, really fully experience where you're the calm person. It's not just an idea of being calm. Because just the idea, it doesn't have enough oomph to it. It doesn't hold together well. I should be calm, but the kids are still screaming, ah, and you kill the kids. The awareness of what you should do doesn't have enough body. Doesn't have body to itself. Okay. And because it doesn't have the more of that, it can't emanate that naturally. Not that you should try to emanate it at other people, but just that it should maybe naturally happen, where when you come in the room, calmness pervades the room. Or if you're into a different quality, beauty pervades the room. Whatever. Okay. Little aside there. So the experience, that we didn't really touch on that enough, did we yet? The experience. In the next dimensions or the next pot, let's go back to potted plant here. The next pot, okay, has better soil in it, okay? Therefore, more nutrients, okay? We get a little fancier here. Has minerals, is that the right word for potted plants? Minerals?
Yeah.
Okay, minerals in it. Now, we know that, okay? And knowing that, you might get a bit, but not anywhere near what we need or what is there for us. But because you get a little bit, you might think, well, I was aware of it and I felt a little bit, therefore I got it. And it's like, not really. I'm sorry, but not really. There is the hanging out with this energy called finer soil, hanging out with the nutrient sense of it, for lack of words, intaking the nutrients, letting them mix up, if you would. That's what they're trying to do. So all of that mixes up a better plant or character who is actually has that stuff. Doesn't have an idea about it, but is actually. How can I say that better? It's like what I'm bitching about all the time. If you've been following me for a while, the idea is great. We need to start someplace, but then there's the experience. Okay, now careful, because there's like a halfway point, I think, where you start to be aware that there should be an experience, and you learn about what some of the experiences should be, but it's not really fully the experience, not really, because you haven't followed your roots down to the bottom of that vase and really experienced the nutrients. And the fuller you plant the character that's there, you at that level. That piece is critical. Okay? Very important all along the way. Very important all along the way. Now, along the way, as the pot gets bigger and bigger, finer and finer, and we're pointing at that, we'll head towards it. For example, through the manifest dimensions, eventually going to get to a place that I call the domain. It's where you're starting to get free of the heavier. Okay? It starts to get pretty fancy at that level, plus. And there'll be a tendency, because it's fancier, it's brighter, it's oh wow, all loving and stuff, that you'll shift into awareness about it and not really be the character of love or power or intelligence, whatever, that you're supposed to be. You're aware of it and you think you got it. Okay? It's kind of like the sponge being aware of all the water, but not soaking wet beingness. Right. So this experiencing actually, damn, what words do I need here? Experiencing actually the next pot and the fertility of the soil and the minerals, whatever minerals you need, they're there. And they'll come into that system because you're at that level. Okay. And we're talking about healing a couple of weeks back or whatever. You get to a better level, be that, let that mix, be that character. And that's an inner level of self. And it can naturally emanate. So this inner finer can emanate its level that passes through the energy body, physical body, whatever. Natural potential healing is what we tried to present with that healing potential pattern. Blah, blah, blah. Have I said anything intelligent yet?
Several times.
Over and over again. When I go through like sensei stuff or whatever, sometimes I have to feel it and feel it again and feel it the next day and feel it the next week until I better understand through the experience of feeling it. Okay, I don't stop at, oh yeah, I read it and I sort of understand what that word means. Feel it. Oh, another story. In Japan, now I don't know the perfect explanation of the per. Anyway, in Japan, dojo time, two words used to crop up: benkyo and keiko. Okay, my sense of them was benkyo was to study, keiko was to train or practice. Okay, so benkyo, the awareness of, could I say, some knowledge about. Okay, see, I'm giving you knowledge here with that layout. Okay, I'm giving you an idea. I'm giving you an awareness of something. Benkyo. But now it's up to you, because we don't have enough time here to practice the keiko of it, the feeling of it, the actual keiko. In Japan, our benkyo time was in the coffee shop, the local coffee shop. And we'd bullshit a lot of Aikido philosophy and what does sensei mean and what did this teacher and what that teacher do. And we just bounce ideas around and stuff. That was benkyo time. But then we all had to go back to the dojo for hours and actually practice experience. Now watch out for that mid place, I'm calling it today, where you're aware that you should be experiencing. You're even aware of sort of how to experience, but it's not actually the fullness of the experience. Okay? So file that away. You want to check, and then you want to double check, and then you want to remember, I presented at one time, the idea is like one. This inner experience is 5, 1 to 5. It could be 1 to 10. It could be 1 to 15, 1 to 20, but this is easy. This takes a little more practice. In a certain way, it's slower. It doesn't mean it's dumber. It's just a bit different. Okay. I try to say that in dumb ways. I can think about Kauai, a minute. Okay. We're really get into it. I can almost smell the flowers. Okay. I can feel the ocean coming in and going out. I can, oh yeah, I can really get into the awareness of it to actually be there. I got to pack my bag. I got to buy a ticket. I got to go to the airport. It takes a bit longer, but it's okay. I'm going to Hawaii, kind of thing. Okay, so I live with the extra pumps of experience. Take your time. Really feel a lot to be gained in that feeling experience, actual. Okay. Watch out for the intermediate, because a lot of you have knowledge about what's supposed to go on here. Double check, triple check. Okay. I think I'm pooping out here. Say something. Anything fairly simple. So anything on the simplicity you don't quite catch or something, then we can hopefully clarify or help.
It's Mike again. I was just going to say that for me, the three words that resonate with what you're talking about, and it's no big deal, the words really, but patience, persistence, perseverance is, kind of the approach you have to have. That this isn't one chapter in a book that you learn quickly.
As long as they don't get stopped by those words and how great those words are. Who settling into the depth of the earth and checking its roots and feeling that. So that's my only bitch or worry there, is that you begin to love your words.
Understood.
Yeah. Nice words. Now, boom, get your ass in the dirt. Yeah.
Sensei, this is Justin again. I really enjoy how practical and ordinary this can be when lining up to everyday routine things in this way, and not making a special thing I do only in the morning, but throughout the day, checking in and bringing the self on, more engaging with the self, so to speak, more in a more ordinary, practical householder way, if you will.
That's why I present simple, dumb things. Remember the one I think I presented? One of my common practices when there's a flight of stairs was to stop for a moment at the bottom of the stairs. Even though at that time I'm a young jock, I can go up the stairs. I don't do anything special, but I would stop and just this sense of, okay, I'm changing from a walker to a stair climber. Boom. And then have that guy go up the stairs. And it was always a bit different. Didn't take me long. I'd do just a fast one. It wasn't, the supreme level of stair climbing, but noticeable. It was noticeable. Yeah. So I'd fit those little practice games in. Yeah. For my development and for fun, gave me something to do while I was doing nonsense like climbing stairs. Yeah. Did we cover it, Justin?
Yes, quite well. I was reminded, just as an aside, about Yogananda. That whole lineage is for householders. In particular, you don't have to be in a monastery or in a cave somewhere. How do we make this spiritual technology available to the everyday, on-cue averages of the world?
In my younger years story, I did visit Yogananda's ashram in wherever it was, LA. Steve, where the hell is it?
It's in Santa Monica, right by the beach. Almost
Yes,
at sunset, almost down to the beach.
Anyway, I visited because I'm really beginning stages of my meditation thing. So I'm interested. I go down, check it out. They show me around, whatever. I hung with it for a bit, that sense. And I realized then that it wasn't this life to be a meditator in a monastery, that this life I was going to be what you were saying, Justin, in the world,
Householder.
Householder, yeah.
householder, a screwer upper.
Indeed, for sure. Well said.
Yeah. That it wasn't, see, 'cause, I'm into past life stuff, you know. I've done more than one monastery existence. I like it. It's kind of easy for me, but not this life, not this life. So that's what I picked up pretty quick, just being there. It's cool, but, and I could do the standing on my head was also a feeling that was there. This is easy. This is going to be easy, but not this life. Yeah. But we can function from a better level of ourselves in everything, anything. You know, you're going to drive your car, you take a moment, you sit, settle, just a quick sense of inner driver. And even if you only do a couple of moments later, you get pretty fast at that. And click, this mixed character is just a better driver. He's already a little more aware. He's already, if he checks his fingertips, he has a little better touch on the wheel. He's already a bit more settled with the car. Okay. I used to do that, maybe do a little bit better, but on my drives down to Big Sur, because that 101, that Highway 1, Big Sur Coast Road, and I would get into that better driver thing. And I used to drive a lot of old cars, cheap old cars. But when I did that, every car felt like a sports car. It was like, wow, it was a kick. Yeah, so it was extra practice for me, made the driving easier, made it fun. So, yeah, it's like, it's there for you if you want to bring it into different aspects of your life, go for it. I mean, isn't that what we're trying to lay out? It's not like we just want people to learn Aikido to learn Aikido. I want to learn this inner process. So that, let's keep it simple. So they catch a little bit about being better centered. So they're better centered when they play golf on the weekends. They're better centered with their kids at home. They're better centered at work, being better centered, a better sense of presence, a better, more awareness of things going around, whatever. Okay. All right. What can I say?
And Sensei, it's 10 before 8, and perhaps other people want to chime in.
Last couple minutes for chimers. Let's go. What have I missed?
Hi, Sensei, it's Autumn.
Hey, Autumn, I've seen you, but I haven't heard from you for a while. What's up? There you are.
I was curious if the sustainability comes in with the experience, with the practice of it.
I'm sorry, I missed the word there. If the what comes in?
Sustainability, like, is there more mileage in really delving into the experience and how you know experience versus awareness?
Sustainability was the word.
Okay, because I'm partially going deaf over here. Brad?
Sustainability.
Sustainability of the inner person, can we say? Sustainability of, okay. Again, if you hang out and pump the pumps for a while, let's say you got to go out, or you have to present yourself and you have to have an extra little bit of beauty showing. Okay. You all right? Even though it's kind of a natural, easy for you, still you want to put on that extra little glow. So there's a concept. This is what I need. Help. It's starting to come into play. So I open because more of it is coming into play. The energies that make you up as glowing more beautiful. It's an inner glow of beauty. Okay. And I just can't do that once and now walk away. Okay. You stay with the pump, the inner energies that mix up beauty, mixing up beauty, beauty. And other things are starting to come in for me, probably would for you too, where I feel more, I don't know, gracious, calmer, and kind of gracious, easier to share a little bit. There's other things that come in on that. So you're not just beautiful and you're dumb, or you don't have anything else going for you. You know, you're not one of those. But you stay with the pump for a bit. You feel it, and as you open, continue to feel it, it organizes better, fuller. Okay, that's what I meant by the 1 to 5. And it could be 1 to 10, 1 to 20, but I'd stay with the pump for a while. All right, that's being in the dirt part of the pot, where the nutrients are. You're assisting, being open to the nutrients, mixing up what you need. So we're saying you called for more beauty, whatever. That's what's going to see. That equals that. That equals that. They have a relationship. Mind-body harmony is the dumb way of saying it. Okay, it's deeper and finer than that, but that pattern. Okay, you've seen me do the I have an idea, I'd like to stand better, and then after a moment, hey, and I start to get energies to stand better. But if I'm really, really going to do it, I'd like to stand better, and I'd hang out in the lower part of that pot, sensing, feeling, making kind of like a make-believe that you're actualizing, standing better. I get imagery a lot. I'm seeing 2 springs. I know what that means. I've seen them before. Gonna spring up through my feet, but let's go past that. Easy, easy. I know that, yes, springy feet, yes. And I want to stand better, and it's mixing, and I'm getting more musculature. I'm feeling my muscles here. Oh. I hang with it, and I soak in it. I mix in it till it makes up the character. Was that any use?
Yeah, it's a way in. Yes.
Yeah. See, I think a lousy actor has the idea about the character, and in some cases they don't do this part of the character. So they have an idea about it, but you look at him and you say, it's a shitty character. It's a lousy character. Something's missing. Okay. The idea of the character, nice, read the script and whatever, but the work is in allowing those energies that'll mix up that character. And you're a natural at that. You should be, with the little practice there, if you understand my words, very good at that. Okay. And then if the director says, pick it up a bit, you'll go, okay, click a little bit more, and you'll pick it up a bit. If the director says, could you tone that down a bit? Oh, okay, tone it down a bit. And it'll still be those energies, but they'll be toned down a bit. You'll be fast at this. This is your thing. You'll be damn good at it. Okay. But yes, the idea doesn't sustain very well. If you have an idea, you're a nice person, and I prod you, I question you, which I tend to do with a lot of people. I pop their balloon. It's just really to say, that's not good enough. And if it's just that alone, it's bullshit. Okay? Get this second part, and they've got some substance to themselves. They're actually there. Boom. And for one thing, you may not want to check them out because it's obvious that they are what they said they are. All right. Or if you do check them out because they are, whatever you're doing, it's like water off a duck's back. It's like, yeah, right. But it's not bothering them because they have substance, a better integrity of the idea and the energies. There's an integrity. Okay. Boom. All right.
Nice, nice.
Yeah.
And Sensei, I think that's just where perhaps we should leave it tonight.
Me and Brad are going out for pizza because we're bacheloring it tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Sensei. Thank you so much. And thank you, Autumn, and everybody else who
Thanks, Autumn.
spoke up. Sassoon and Mike and
Thank
just
you, Sensei.
Mark. Thank you, everyone. And
Thank you, Sensei. Good night, all.
And good night.
Thank you,
Bob.
Sensei.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lauren.
Well done. You said it so well. I'm so proud of you. You said something so well. Glad you kicked me out of it. But it was you said it really, really well. It was really cool. Yeah.
I agree, Mark. I think.
I think so too. I think so too.
Thank you.
Oh, now you're muted. Mark's phone is muted.
Cool. Thanks. We should mute first.
Yeah, caught on the hot mic, really.
Cool. Okay. See ya.
All right. Good night.
Take care over there.
All right. Good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone.